Hello children, till now we have come to know the concepts of acids and bases. Acids are those substances which will give H plus ions in aqueous medium. Those which give H plus ions are acids. Those substances in aqueous solutions which give OH minus ions are bases. Also we know the different reactions of acids and the different reactions of bases. So this much portion we have completed till now. Now in this lecture we are going to see the strength of acids and bases. The strength of acid, as we know, it depends on the H plus ion concentration. In the beginning of the chapter we have already seen what is a strong acid, what is a weak acid, what is an organic acid, what is an inorganic acid. Means we have seen the classification of acids. So now whatever we are going to see is related with that concept. That is strong acid, weak acid, organic acid, inorganic acid, concentrated acid and dilute acid. So ultimately if we see that what are acids, they are all those substances which are giving H plus ions. Now some substance may give more H plus ions, some may give less amount of H plus ions. So depending on that, and if we see bases, then aqueous solutions of bases will have very less amount of H plus ions. Yes, they also have H plus ions because bases in aqueous medium will show the presence of H plus ions because of water. Water itself ionizes into H plus ions and OH minus ions to some extent, as we have already seen before. So bases also will have H plus ions. But as compared to acid, the concentration of H plus ions will be very less, and on the other hand OH minus ion concentration will be very high in bases. In acids, OH ion concentration will be very less. So there is a direct relationship between the H plus ion concentration and acid and base strength, we can see. So this was studied by a scientist named Sorensen, and then he devised a scale in order to measure the strength of an acid or base or of any kind of a solution of an electrolyte. This scale we call it as a pH scale. So now today we are going to study about the pH scale or the pH of the solutions. So there are two terms here, two letters or two alphabets over here. P stands for potence, and the meaning of potence is power, and H stands for hydrogen. So we are going to speak something about the power of hydrogen, that is potence hydrogen. In German, potence means power. Okay, so just now as we saw that whether it is an acid solution or a base solution or a salt solution, it will consist of H plus ions. Even if it is a base, there will be H plus ions which are contributed by the ionization or dissociation of water. Water gives H plus and OH minus ions. Okay, this is clear to you now. So Sorensen, he devised a scale, means he has given some numbers, and corresponding to those numbers we can identify an acid or a base solution as a strong acid or a weak acid or a strong base or a weak base. The concept of strong and weak we have already seen before. Strong means which is having more concentration. Now we say when it is a strong acid means it is having a higher concentration of H plus ion. If it is a weak acid means it is having a lower concentration of H plus ion. If it is a strong base, the H plus ion concentration will be very less. Or we can say OH ion concentration will be very high. And if it is a weak base, the concentration of OH ions will be less than that of a strong base, but the concentration of H plus ions will be more in weak base as compared to strong base. So Sorensen, his scale can be said to be ranging from 0 to 14. Means the numbers will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So scale ranges from 0 to 14. In this, the range between 0 to 7. This is a range of acids we see. means those solutions which will have a pH between 0 to 7, we will call them as acids. The number 7, which is a demarcation between acid and base, will say that any solution which is having a pH of 7 is neutral. And if the range is 7 above till 14, then we'll call it as a base. So into 3 categories the scale can be divided into acids, bases and neutral. Again in this there will be a demarcation of strong acid and weak acid. So we can say till 3. It is not exactly a perfect boundary that this much is a strong acid and this much is a strong base, but we can say till 3. These are strong acids and this area is of weak acids. Then this will be for weak base, and 12 onwards till 14 we can say this range is of strong base. Strong acid will be that solution or that substance which is having 0, 1, 2 till 3. Okay, it means it will have a higher concentration of H plus ions. So children, you can see the relation over here. The higher the concentration of H plus ion, the lower is the pH. The less the concentration of H plus ions, means weak acid, they will have less concentration of H plus ions. So they are weak acids. pH is more. So we can say that the pH is inversely proportional to the hydrogen ion concentration. Higher is the pH, weaker is the acid, lower is the pH, stronger is the acid. Strong acid means more the H plus ion concentration. Same way for bases, it will be reverse. For bases, lower is the pH, weaker is the base. Higher is the pH, stronger is the base. So in short, if we consider only H plus ion concentration for the entire concept, because the scale is pH scale, it says pH, power of hydrogen, and not POH. So when we are talking in terms of pH, means hydrogen ion concentration, whether it is acid, whether it is base or whether it is neutral, we can say that the pH is inversely proportional to the hydrogen ion concentration, H plus ion concentration. The square bracket indicates concentration. So the concentration of hydrogen ions is inversely proportional to the pH of the solution. Just now we said more is the hydrogen ion concentration, less will be the pH. Higher is the hydrogen ion concentration, less is the pH. Lower is the hydrogen ion concentration, more is the pH. So till now we have discussed what is pH. pH can be of any solution. It is not necessary only for acids. It can be for base, it can be for neutral solutions. Because every solution will have H plus ions. So we can determine the concentration of H plus ion, not the concentration, rather the strength of hydrogen ion. We can compare of one solution with the other solution with the help of the scale, which was devised by a scientist known as Sorensen. So Sorensen was a scientist who devised the pH scale, and this scale is helpful to know the strength of hydrogen ion concentration and to categorize substances or solutions into strong acid, weak acid, strong base, weak base and neutral. We use a litmus paper, we have seen in the previous videos, in order to identify which is an acid, which is a base. So but by that we don't come to know whether acid is strong or weak or the strength of H plus ion concentration, but pH enables us to find out the strength of H plus ion concentration in a substance. Now like litmus paper is an indicator, it helps us to identify between acid and base, to identify the pH of solutions, we have universal indicator. Universal indicator is a mixture of different kinds of indicators. So any solution will give a typical color with the universal indicator, and with that color there will be a specific number on this pH scale. Means this pH scale is linked with some colors ranging from shade of red to shade of blue. Means if you have a reddish shade, that is orange, red, pink, purple, then you can identify as acid. If you have a shade of blue, that is greenish blue or grayish blue, then you can identify it as a base. And intermediate, that is neutral, it will be pale green or light green in color, then it is neutral. So colors correspond with numbers. So when we add universal indicator to a solution, by observing the color and then corresponding number, if we find out on the pH scale, then we come to know what is the pH of a particular solution. The universal indicator in the form of solution we can use, or rather easy to handle is a pH paper. pH paper is prepared by treating paper with a universal indicator, just like how we have litmus solution as well as we have litmus paper. So litmus paper is more handy to use. Same way, instead of universal indicator we can use pH paper. So now let us see an activity wherein we will check the pH of certain samples by using pH paper. So let us come together and see the activity. I hope that you will enjoy this activity. Children, we have just now studied about pH. pH is potence hydrogen. It shows the concentration of hydrogen ions in different solutions. The pH is inversely proportional to hydrogen ion concentration. As we know, Sorensen has devised a pH scale in which there are numbers from 0 to 14. Here I have a pH scale. You can see different colors and there are numbers corresponding to different colors. So here on this scale I have from number 1 to number 14. As we know that from 0 to 7 the range is of acidic substances, and from 7 above till 14, if we get the pH value, then the substance is a base, and if it is 7, then it is a neutral substance. So children, this pH paper helps us to determine whether a substance is a strong acid, weak acid, strong base or weak base. This is a pH paper which is treated with universal indicator. Now I will be using some pieces of pH strips and I will treat them with different solutions. Here as you can see that there are different samples taken in these different bowls. We will dip a piece of pH paper in each of these and just see the change in the color. So the first sample is of vinegar. Let me dip the pH strip in the sample of vinegar. Now as you can see, the color has changed. Now let us see the scale and let us try to match. We can see that it is just like pink shade. So if I put it here just near the strip or just near the scale, I can see that the color more resembles with number 3 and not with number 1. So vinegar, we can say the pH of vinegar solution is 3 because the color change corresponds to the number 3. Children, one thing to note that here there is no 2 number or 4 number. So we can't randomly say that the color is between 1 and 3 and so the number should be 4. Not like that. Now another strip of pH paper I'll take and I will dip into the next solution, that is lemon juice. So this is a solution of lemon juice. Again we got to see the change in the color and we can see that the color corresponds to number 3. So again from this we can conclude that lemon juice is also having a pH value of 3. Children, as we discussed in the theory part, that strong acids are those whose pH lies between 0 and 3. From 3 onwards, the solutions are weak acids. So as we are getting the pH value 3, and so we can say that vinegar and lemon juice, they are weak acids. The next sample is now of sodium hydroxide. I'll take a strip and dip it into sodium hydroxide. You can see, children, the change in the color. It is somewhat grayish, bluish gray we can say, and on this pH scale we can see the color is matching with number 14. So we can say that sodium hydroxide has a pH of value of 14 and it is a strong base. Strong bases are those which have pH above 10 to 11 we can say till 14. Now let us move on to the next sample. The next sample, it is of baking soda. Baking soda, again you can see a different color over here, and let us try to match it with the sample colors which we have here. So we can see that somewhere it is in between 9 and 10, but we can't take any point. So it is more resembling with 10. So we can say that baking soda has a pH value of 10. The next sample is distilled water. Now I'll take a strip of pH and put it in distilled water. There is a slight change in the color if you can see carefully, and the color matches with number 7. So we can say that the pH of distilled water is 7. Children, with distilled water, still the color change takes place slowly as compared to the other solutions, because the number of ions in distilled water is very less. Last sample, we are with a cleaner. I don't have strong acid right now, so I'll be taking a drop of the cleaner which is used for cleaning the tiles of the bathroom and the toilets. So it also contains strong acid. I put a drop of that cleaner on the pH strip. Now as its original color is blue, so we will not see the color change much from this side, but if I turn, then you can see that the color of the strip has started changing to pink. Now if we see, actually this is a different shade because it has been mixed with the blue color, but still we can see that it more matches with number 1, that is the pink color. So we can say that the cleaner must be having a strong acid as the pH value is 1. So children, at the end we have come to know over here which sample is a strong acid, which is a weak acid, with the help of the pH scale. By matching the colors with the corresponding numbers, we can determine the pH as well as the change of universal indicator in different samples.